Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's Canadian Edition here. Today we're doing another Is It Worth the Gold? We're looking at the SPZ.SPWG 7.5 centimeter, or if you want to do the full name, Schwerer Panzer Spawagen 7.5 centimeter Sonderkraftfahrzeug 234/4 Panzerbewehr Kanonenwagen. But for the purpose of this video, we are going to call it the Pakwagen, which is one of the nicknames for it. So the Pakwagen, some of the pros, gets a good premium bonus, adequate ammo supply for prolonged combat, can move forward and backwards with equal speed, lower profile than the Marder 3H, essentially a Marder 3H on wheels, 8-wheel drive gives it a good surface traction and handling, much better maneuverability. Doesn't have the tendency to get flipped when turning like the Marder 3H. Cons. Here's some cons. Very weak armor. Can be penetrated by aircraft weapons and heavy machine guns. Open-topped, making it very vulnerable to attacks from the air or artillery. Can be disabled by aircraft simply by ramming it. Limited gun traverse. Crew compartment is littered with ammo. It is longer than the Marder 3H. The vehicle will be immobilized if one driver is knocked out, despite having two drivers in its layout. So, how do you get this thing? Well, I got it as part of Operation Summer. You could earn the T-34E, and I already had the T-34E, so I got a coupon for this thing. So, I know we're doing an Is It Worth the Gold series, but for all purposes, looking at this premium vehicle, it's sort of a Is It Worth Your Time series. Was it worth grinding through Operation Summer for? You can see the gun traverse. We can't quite get the gun on target, so we have to move the hull. But we take a shot here right into the front of the T-50 and knock out his crew. First kill. I grinded for Operation Summer, and I think it was worth it. We're trying not to interfere with our teammate here on the left, so we can both share this canyon, by the way. So I highly recommend this tank. It's a fun little tank. I give it a 9 out of 10 rating. It's got a 7.5 centimeter long-barreled German gun at battle rating 3.0. So that's all I really need to say about it. And it's on the Puma chassis, or the Pakwagen chassis, which I really enjoy. The 8-wheeled armored car German chassis is probably one of my favorites. So yeah, I think this tank's really worth it, and I give it a 9 out of 10. And if it does come available again as part of any sale, or, you know, you can see we're hitting an M3 Lee here. We take out his commander and loader. If it does become available as part of any sale or grind, I highly recommend you go for it. It's a great vehicle to have in your German lineup. This tank is best played as a sniper, hanging back, using cover, bushes, trees, rocks, hills, whatever you can find, and picking off targets from a distance. Their armor, even at a distance, will not be able to withstand your cannon. So that's one of the major benefits of this vehicle. With the 8-wheel chassis platform on the armored car, not 8, you can go just as fast backward as you can forward. So use that to your advantage, and 8-wheel drive gives you good traction on all surfaces, so you can get around the map quite well. You can see we're on the top of a mountain here and surprising enemies from our position. Two types of shells available. Some armor piercing with explosive capabilities, which is really deadly, which is what we got loaded here. I think it's got around 145 millimeters of penetration. And then we got the APCR there for a little more penetration if you need it, but you won't need it at this battle rating, to be honest. You can see we get, this tank is actually classed as a tank destroyer, so we don't get any artillery support or spotting bonuses, unfortunately. All we have access to is crew replenishment and a fire extinguisher. We get an enemy kill assist there on the M3 Lee, as the Pakwagen to my left finishes him off. Me and this guy are working really well together. We were both sharing this spot, not getting frustrated with each other, not ramming each other in any way, which shows you, you know, you can share spots in this game and not be a dick about it. But for the purpose of this video, I do recommend grinding for this thing if it becomes available again, once again, or if it becomes available in the store, I recommend buying it. It's very, very fun. And I don't know about you, but these 8-wheeled armored cars are really one of my favorite things to drive. Especially when you just want to kick back, relax, and have some shits and giggles, and not worry too much about, you know, playing a tank that's difficult to move around or whatever. You can just easily maneuver the battlefield with these things, as you're about to see. Buddy on my left is moving out, and we think, why not, we'll move out too, so you get to see some maneuverability here. One thing I hope they do with this tank in the future is I hope they model it so that both the drivers can in fact drive the vehicle, so if one of your drivers gets knocked out, the other one can just drive you out of trouble. Because of the way that the second driver's sitting, you can see him kind of leaning back there on the right of the gun. I wouldn't mind if you could only go in reverse with the second driver, but it would be nice to have that second driver function so you can get out of those situations. You can see we're up to 55 kilometers an hour here. This vehicle is quite capable of moving around the battlefield with ease, especially on hard surfaces like pavement. And we're looking for kills, trying to mop up the enemy team here. They're pretty badly bruised. We've got A, B, and C point captured and control the map. Please be sure to let me know what you think about this video. I had some constructive criticism given to me in another video, and it actually helped me improve the channel. So thank you to that person, and thank you to anyone in the future who does so as well. See an enemy Matilda here. Take a shot off him. We actually, the way that shot landed was really terrible angle. So I guess you could say poor shot by us. Oh, but you can see we knock out an M4 Sherman there, right through the side. So I know normally I said shells don't bounce with this vehicle, but the reason why that shell bounced is because we hit the corner of his tank at such an extreme angle that it just, you know. See a little Churchill over here. I don't know how the hell he got over there, but we put a shell through his turret, pretty much putting him out of action, and you can see our friendly Pakwagen finishes him off. See another tank spawned, but he just spawned in, so we put a shell right through him. When you spawn in, you get invincibility timer where shells can't hit you. You can see we put a shell through that truck there, but it didn't hit a part of the truck, able to do enough damage, unfortunately. Another thing about this tank that's kind of cool is it does get an MG42 machine gun mounted in the top right there. Kind of a cool little novelty. The MG42 was one of the best machine guns in the war. You can see Buddy's, shot right through the Valentine Mark 9 there, knocking out his crew. And I don't recommend, normally I don't recommend spawn camping like this, but you can see our whole team is doing it, so if you want to get kills at this point in the game, unfortunately you have to join in or just accept the fact that the game is over for you. So we prefer to join in. See, we got 3 kills and 2 assists so far. Both of those assists came from our friendly Pakwagen. And that's the end of that game. We have another game, though, for this tank on Carpathians. A little bit of bumper cars here at the start. And we're putting her into max gear, and let's see what this puppy can do on medium terrain such as grass and dirt. You can see we're up to 45 now, which is a pretty good speed. We're leading the way. Now we've made it up to 50, pushing 55. You can see this tank is extremely maneuverable. Now we've reached 60. Back down to 50 as we go up a hill, and 40. But you can see this thing gets around. So we're going to take up a position in the trees here. I know it says return to battlefield, which is... oh, we rammed a tree. That's lovely. It says return to battlefield, which is extremely annoying because on my map it doesn't seem like we're too far out. I'm just trying to take advantage of the tree line here. So we've got a little position here, and we're just taking a little look-see with our binoculars. But this return to battlefield thing is incredibly annoying, and I think it actually will cause us to change position. Yeah, as you can see, we relocate a little bit. But this is the type of position you want to take up with this tank. Long distance, you know, trees, bushes as cover. You'll see we got an enemy tank in our sights here. Don't really have a clear shot at him, we're just kind of fishing. But, oh, target destroyed. M3A1 knocked out his entire tank in one shot at quite a fair distance there. You can see he actually hit us with some return fire, taking out our engine. We're going to repair that now. I don't know how he only hit our engine from that angle, but that's interesting. And we will certainly take it, because a shot through the front could have potentially knocked out our crew. You can see at this sort of distance the gun traverse isn't as problematic. As the angle gets wider, the further away the target is. Just using our binoculars here and our patience, trying to scout some more targets. Unfortunately, we don't have the... oh, target spotted. Unfortunately, we don't have the actual scouting mechanic available. This being a tank destroyer. But we wish we did. We're waiting for Buddy to drive past this tree. This tree's blocking our line of sight pretty good. Oh, there he is. And we take out his driver. He's not going anywhere. That's actually a good first shot because the target is unable to move. Second shot takes out his commander, gunner, and loader. And that is the British version of this tank. Actually, the AEC Mark II. It's got a little 57-pounder on a four-wheel chassis. But I prefer the German one, I have to say, because I had to choose between those two for the competition that I was in to earn this tank. Once again, I do recommend this tank, and I give it a 9 out of 10 rating. Decided to move out here. We're getting a little bored. Probably not the best idea. Could have sat in that spot all game. But you gotta play to your interest. If you're bored, does it really matter if you're in a good spot? If you're gonna be bored all game, right? The point of playing video games is to have fun, is it not? Anyway, relocating, top of the hill, a couple bushes as cover, way better view of the battlefield from here, and we are waiting for enemy targets. Once again, these are the kind of positions you want to be taken up in this tank. Far away, where you can take advantage of that gun. We try to get a line up on the gun sight, but these bushes are in the way here. And that's a miss. Another miss, but we've got lots of targets now. And I don't think they know where we are yet. We're gonna go for this guy here. Boom. There goes the M4A3 105 Sherman. Right through the side of him. Oh, we actually bounced a shot there. We try to reverse away, but we get our driver knocked out. And that's the end of us. Thanks for watching.